Hello everyone, this is Ravinder Dundra and welcome to my channel. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about class 7th geography, continuation of this chapter known as the changing earth. In the previous lectures about this chapter, we have discussed about volcanoes, we have discussed about tectonic plates, we have also discussed about different types of volcanoes and how volcanoes are distributed. Then we have also discussed about these earthquakes, how they are measured, what are the different types of earthquake waves. Now, in continuation with that, what we are going to discuss in this video lecture is that it is about this distribution of these earthquakes. As you all know that almost all over the world, that means each and every part of the earth, it is almost prone to these earthquakes. But there are some regions which receive or which experience more number of earthquakes or which have more frequency of these earthquakes, and there are some regions where the earthquakes are somewhat very moderate or lesser. So now in this lecture we will discuss about these earthquakes and how they are distributed. So the first and very important belt of this earthquakes is that we call it as this Circum-Pacific Belt, which is covering almost the regions of this North America, coastal regions of North America, South America as well as East Asia. So these are the areas which are highly prone to this earthquakes, and this belt is known as this Circum-Pacific Belt. Why? Because almost all over this margins of this Pacific Ocean is having high prone to these earthquakes. And how much percentage it is occupying is that it occupies or it accounts almost about 65% of the total earthquakes of the world. That means out of this total earthquakes that occur on this earth, there are more than 50%, that means almost 65% of the earthquakes will occur in this particular belt, that is Circum-Pacific Belt. And the next one is that it coincides with this Pacific Ring of Fire. What do you mean by this Pacific Ring of Fire? As we have already discussed in this distribution of volcanoes, where the more number of volcanoes mainly they occur in this particular region, that is the Pacific Ring of Fire. So this Circum-Pacific Belt, it coincides with this Pacific Ring of Fire. That means they coincide with each other. Then the next one is about this, the next type of belt is that it is mid-continental belt, which is covering, that means the areas included in this mid-continental belt is that they are included this Atlantic ridge as well as adjoining islands. Whatever the mountains that are located on this Atlantic Ocean, that means on the either sides of this Atlantic Ocean, then at the same time whatever the islands that are joining in this Atlantic Ocean, these areas are also highly prone to these earthquakes after this Circum-Pacific Belt. But it records moderate earthquakes. Moderate earthquakes means somewhat you can say not the extreme earthquakes, not very dangerous but somewhat lesser, and the frequency of the earthquakes in this region is somewhat lesser compared to this Circum-Pacific Belt. Why? Because this Circum-Pacific Belt, it has almost 65% it is occupying. Therefore here chances are there more frequency of earthquakes, extreme earthquakes can occur. But whereas in this mid-continental belt, here the earthquakes, this region mainly it records this moderate earthquakes. Now the question arises, what about India? Whether it is an earthquake prone zone or whether it is free from this earthquakes. Actually 2/3 of the India is almost earthquake prone area. That means out of total country, the total area of the country, 2/3 of our country area is actually prone to this earthquakes. But in that mainly it is confined to this Himalayan region as well as Ganga Brahmaputra Valley. That means the areas which are covering in this Himalayan region as well as the areas which are lying in this valley, that means lying between these rivers such as Ganga as well as Brahmaputra. So these regions, they are highly prone to these earthquakes. As you see in the news, most of the times, most earthquakes in India, they occur mainly in these areas, wherever the places which are nearer to this Himalayas as well as the places which are lying in between this Ganga as well as Brahmaputra. And not even these areas, the Deccan Plateau, that means the peninsular plateau below that, the Deccan Plateau is also somewhat prone to this earthquakes, but compared to this Himalayan region as well as Ganga Brahmaputra region, this Deccan Plateau is somewhat lesser prone to these earthquakes. But in India, the highest prone or earthquakes highly prone in these regions such as Himalayan region as well as Ganga Brahmaputra region. Then there is one of the worst earthquake occurred in our country in a place known as Kutch in Gujarat. So let us discuss about this Kutch earthquake in Gujarat in the year 2001. What is the magnitude? How many people died? What is the effect of this earthquake? Now we will discuss about this earthquake. Let us discuss about this Bhuj earthquake of 2001 which occurred in Gujarat. What is this Bhuj is that the epicenter of the earthquake which occurred is this in Bhuj. So now let us discuss when it occurred, what are the effects of this earthquake. So this earthquake occurred at a place known as Kutch region of Gujarat on 26th of January 2001, 8:45 am in the morning. That means on 26th of January, that means the date where we got a Republic Day. That means we celebrate this Republic Day. On this particular date in the year 2001, at a region known as Kutch, this earthquake occurred. And how much time it lasted is that this earthquake lasted for almost a minute, but usually normal earthquakes they usually last for 30 seconds or 10, 15 or 30 seconds. If it is lasting for more than 1 minute means it is somewhat very destructive as well as very dangerous. Then the epicenter of the earthquake was near the Bhuj. As I told, why it is mentioned as Bhuj is that because epicenter is there near the place known as a town known as Bhuj. We have already discussed what is this epicenter, what is this focus. So inside the earth, if it is the place where it occurs is we call it as focus. On the surface of the earth we call it as this epicenter. And the magnitude of the earthquake is somewhat 8.1 on this Richter scale. I have already explained this. What is this Richter scale? What is the use of this Richter scale? This Richter scale measures the magnitude of the earthquake. So the earthquake which occurred in this year, it shows that the magnitude is 8.1, which means it is very destructive or dangerous. Why? Because as I told, if it is 6 or more than 6 means usually these earthquakes will be very destructive. And how many people were killed is that almost 50,000 people were killed, and 5 lakh people or more than 5 lakh people got adversely affected. And because of this, most of the buildings collapsed, telephone lines distracted, communication disrupted. So most of the effects have occurred because of this earthquake in the year 2001. Then what might be the reasons? What are the reasons behind this 2001 earthquake? So the reasons are that the first one is this sea floor spreading of the Indian Ocean at the rate of 5 centimeters per year. Sea floor spreading means, as you all know, that this floor of the ocean, inside the ocean or bottom of the ocean, if there are any tectonic plates or lithospheric plates are there means they will be moving. So in that process, this sea floor or these plates are moving at a rate of 5 centimeters per year. As I told, these plates they continuously move from one place to other place. Not one place to other place. They move very continuously, but with a very lesser distance. I told few millimeters in a year, but here the rate of this movement is something like 5 centimeters per year. This is the reason. And the second reason is that gradual northward movement of the Indian plate. That means the Indian plate, or we can also call this region of this Gondwana region, this Indian plate which is moving gradually towards this northern region. This what is that Indian plate? You can say, suppose if this is what is that map of India. So this particular region we can call it as this Indian plate. So this was moving gradually towards this northern region. Because of this earthquake might have occurred. So these are the different reasons why the earthquake in 2001 has occurred. So with this we have completed this chapter called The Changing Earth. In this we have discussed about earthquakes, volcanoes, and distribution of volcanoes, distribution of earthquakes, lithospheric plates, and we have also discussed about how they are distributed in different parts of this world. In the next lecture we will discuss about major landforms of the earth. Thank you.